And should they reply, the books that are in the hands of this people, which they call the gospel and attribute to Jesus, the Son of Mary, have not been revealed by God and proceed not from the manifestations of his self, then this would imply a cessation in the abounding grace of him who is the source of all grace. If so, God's testimony to his servants would have remained incomplete, and his favor proven imperfect. His mercy would not have shone resplendent, or would his grace have overshadowed all. For if, at the ascension of Jesus, his book had likewise ascended unto heaven, then how could God reprove and chastise the people on the day of resurrection, or hath been written by the imams of the faith and affirmed by its illustrious divines? Ponder then in thine heart, matters being such as thou dost witness, and as we also witness, where canst thou flee, and with whom shalt thou take refuge? Unto whom wilt thou turn thy gaze? In what land shalt thou dwell, and upon what seat shalt thou abide? In what path shalt thou tread, and at what hour wilt thou find repose? What shall become of thee in the end? What shall become of thee in the end? Where shalt thou secure the cord of thy faith, and fasten the tie of thine obedience? By him who revealeth himself in his oneness, and whose own self beareth witness to his unity. Should there be ignited in thy heart the burning brand of the love of God, thou wouldst seek neither rest nor composure, neither laughter nor repose, but wouldst hasten to scale the highest summits in the realms of divine nearness, sanctity, and beauty. Thou wouldst lament as a soul bereaved, and weep as a heart filled with longing, nor wouldst thou repair to thy home and abode, unless God would lay bare before thee his cause. O thou hast soared to the realm of guidance and ascended to the kingdom of virtue, shouldst thou desire to apprehend these celestial illusions, to witness the mysteries of divine knowledge, and to become acquainted with his all-encompassing word, then it behooveth thine eminence to inquire into these and other questions pertaining to thine origin and ultimate goal, from those whom God hath made to be the wellspring of his knowledge, the heaven of his wisdom, and the ark of his mysteries. For were it not for those effulgent lights that shine above the horizon of his essence, the people would know not their left hand from their right. How much less could they scale the heights of the inner realities, or probe the depths of their subtleties? We beseech God, therefore, to immerse us in these surging seas, to grace us with the presence of these life-bearing breezes, and to cause us to abide in these divine and lofty precincts. Perchance we may divest ourselves of all that we have taken from each other, and strip ourselves of such borrowed garments as we have stolen from our fellow men, that he may attire us instead with the robe of his mercy and the raiment of his guidance, and admit us into the city of knowledge. Whosoever entereth the city will comprehend every science before probing into its mysteries, and will acquire from the leaves of its trees a knowledge and wisdom encompassing such mysteries of divine lordship as are enshrined within the treasuries of creation. Glorified be God, its creator and fashioner, above all that he hath brought forth and ordained therein. By God, the sovereign protector, this self-subsisting, the Almighty, were I to unveil to thine eyes the gates of this city, which have been fashioned by the right hand of might and power, thou wouldst behold that which none before thee hath ever beheld, and wouldst witness that which no other soul hath ever witnessed. Thou wouldst apprehend the most obscure signs and the most abstruse allusions, and wouldst clearly behold the mysteries of the beginning in the point of the end. All matters would be made easy unto thee. Fire would be turned into light, knowledge and blessings, and thou wouldst abide in safety within the court of holiness. Bereft, however, of the essence of the mysteries of his wisdom, which we have imparted unto thee beneath the veils of these blessed and soul-stirring words, thou wouldst fail to attain unto even a sprinkling of the oceans of divine knowledge, or the crystal streams of divine power, and wouldst be recorded in the mother book through the pen of oneness and by the finger of God amongst the ignorant. Nor wouldst thou be able to grasp a single word of the book, or a single utterance of the kindred of God concerning the mysteries of the beginning and the end. O thou whom we have outwardly never met, yet whom we inwardly cherish in our heart, Be fair in thy judgment, and present thyself before him who seeth and knoweth thee, even if thou seest and knowest him not. Can any soul be found to elucidate these words with such convincing arguments, clear testimonies, and unmistakable allusions as to appease the heart of the seeker and relieve the soul of the listener? Nay, by the one in whose hand is my soul, unto none is given to quaff even a dewdrop thereof, unless he entereth within this city, the city whose foundations rest upon mountains of crimson-colored ruby, whose walls are hewn of the chrysolite of divine unity, whose gates are made of the diamonds of immortality, and whose earth sheddeth the fragrance of divine bounty. Having imparted unto thee beneath countless veils of concealment certain hidden mysteries, we now return to our elucidation of the books of old, that perchance thy feet may not slip, and thou mayest receive with complete certitude the portion which we shall bestow upon thee of the billowing oceans of life in the realm of the names and attributes of God. It is recorded in all the books of the gospel that he who is the Spirit spoke in words of pure light unto his disciples, saying, Know that heaven and earth may pass away, but my word shall never pass away. As is clear and evident to thine eminence, these words outwardly mean that the books of the gospel will remain in the hands of people till the end of the world, that their laws shall not be abrogated, that their testimony shall not be abolished, and that all that hath been enjoined, prescribed, or ordained therein shall endure forever. Oh, my brother, sanctify thy heart, illumine thy soul, and sharpen thy sight, that thou mayest perceive the sweet accents of the birds of heaven and the melodies of the doves of holiness warbling in the kingdom of eternity, and perchance apprehend the inner meaning of these utterances and their hidden mysteries. For otherwise, wert thou to interpret these words according to the outward meaning, thou couldst never prove the truth of the cause of him who came after Jesus, nor silence the opponents, nor prevail over the contending disbelievers. For the Christian divines use this verse to prove that the gospel shall never be abrogated, and that even if all the signs recorded in their books were fulfilled and the promised one appeared, he would have no recourse but to rule the people according to the ordinances of the gospel. They contend that if he were to manifest all the signs indicated in the books, but decree aught besides that which Jesus had decreed, they would neither acknowledge nor follow him. So clear and self-evident is this matter in their sight. Thou canst indeed hear the learned and the foolish amongst the people voice the same objection in this day, saying, The sun hath not risen from the west, nor hath the crier cried out betwixt earth and heaven. Water hath not inundated certain lands, the Dajjal hath not appeared, Sufyani hath not arisen, nor hath the temple been witnessed in the sun. I heard with mine own ears one of their divines proclaim, Should all these signs come to pass and the long-awaited Ra'em appear, and should he ordain with respect to even our secondary laws aught beyond that which hath been revealed in the Quran, we would assuredly charge him with imposture, put him to death, and refuse forever to acknowledge him. And other statements such as these deniers make. And all this, when the day of resurrection hath been ushered in, and the trumpet hath been sounded, and all the denizens of earth and heaven have been gathered together, and the balance hath been appointed, and the bridge hath been laid, and the verses hath been sent down, and the sun has shone forth, and the stars have been blotted out, and the souls have been raised to life, and the breath of the Spirit hath blown, and the angels have been arrayed in ranks, and paradise hath been brought nigh, and hell made to blaze. These things have all come to pass, and yet this day not a single one of these people hath recognized them. They all lie as dead within their own shrouds, save those who have believed and repaired unto God, who rejoice in this day in his celestial paradise, and who tread the path of his good pleasure.